are live here at the One Stop Power Shop Day 2 for the start of the Masters Division of Event 2 of the PLDA, the Professional Long Drive Association. Slot 1, we got Troy Kaley here on the left. Slot 2, Frank Capitetti. And slot 3, Russell Schooners. Apologies if those are pronounced incorrectly. Got a little wind off the left and in. We got 8 competitors today competing for about $3,000.
Grid is clear, gentlemen. Hit away.
Russell has one right down Main Street, little fade. $285 for Russell. Troy Kaley competed in the Open Division yesterday. He was the one that got the win at Event 1 for the Masters Division. So obviously he's a very good hitter, moving it pretty fast, probably in about the 135 to 140 range. Frank hit a great one down the left side, bleeding back dead center. My color top commentator, Bobby Bradley, is not here today, unfortunately. As always, we got 3 trackmans running today trying to collect everyone's data. It's a great component of these events. It helps guys get feedback and adjust to eventually get better. Wind is picking up here. We got probably about a 10-mile-an-hour breeze into our face off the left. So we did not see it. We did not see this one yesterday. Russell's got a good one on the right side. I don't know if it's going to hold. Troy hit a good one. Also gonna bleed a little bit to the right. 22 seconds left on the shot clock. We got the great Bobby Peterson competing today, owner of the One Stop Power Shop. We're just waiting on some numbers from the grid workers here.
Brian Lawler, Mike Farrell, and Todd Baxley. On deck is Damon, Bobby Peterson, and our ghost player.
This next group, we got Brian Lawler. Love his ball flight. Hits a nice flat draw. Moves at about 130 miles an hour. All right, we got a number for Frank at 319. Troy got him at 320, so got him by a yard. All right, we got Russell in at 290. So taking that set was Troy Kaley at 320 for 200 points. Frank Capitetti 319 for 100 points, and Russell Schooners, not sure how to pronounce that, at 290 for 50 points. All right, guys, here we got Brian Lawler, Mike Farrell in slot 2, and Todd Baxley in slot 3 here on the right. While we're waiting on them, let's give a shout out to some of our sponsors. First off, first and foremost, Callaway Golf, providing us with tents, signs, as you guys can see in the broadcast. Rockwell watches, supplying all the hitters with watches to the champions. The net return, who has been gracious enough to provide us with 4 nets for warm up during competition. I think I got everyone. OP left for Brian Lawler. He was looking good last night. He was out pumping balls till 2 a.m. Good one there for Todd Baxley, right down the middle, right down Main Street, landing now. Brian Lawler, OB left. Brian's got a great ball flight for this win. If he can square it up, it's a medium high penetrating draw. Still waiting on the number back from Todd Baxley. 299 Todd Baxley. Brian Lawler hit a good one on the left side. I think it's going to hold. The wind should pull that back. Yep, he's got a good one there. That looks like the longest ball. It took a good bounce, too. Guys are down to their last ball. I love the recoil on Brian's swing. I think it's faster than his actual swing. Guys, Todd Baxley's last ball. Hit a good one right down the left side. Wind's going to hold that. Big bounce. Oh, big bounce. Kick it a little left, though. You might get a good one there. That might be his best one of the set. All right, last ball for Brian here on the left. Oh, he killed it. That's big. That's big. It looks like it's going to hold. Wind's pushing it a little right. Yep, he's got a number there. I think that one earlier in the set, though, might be a little bit bigger.
Damon and Bobby Peterson.
All right, guys, slot 1, we got Damon Doan. Slot 2, Bobby Peterson. And slot 3, we actually have a ghost because there was 8 players. Obviously, we need a field of 9 to make the brackets. So each player will hit with a ghost one time. So each player will have a ghost in their set at least once. This is an important set too, I think, strategically, because in terms of putting a ball in play for the points purposes. So each winner of each set wins 200 points. The second place wins 100, and the third place wins 50. So as long as you hit that with the ghost player, you hit that ball in play, you're automatically awarded 100 points. So this is where you'll see guys make big mistakes. Myself yesterday, Kyle Berkshire did it as well. You'll see guys go OB, and they've pretty much given away free points. So, all right, guys, that second set, Brian that hit a good one. He took that set at 338 for 200 points. Todd Baxley, 299 for 100 points, and Mike Farrell at 286 for 50 points. As I mentioned earlier, we are into the fan blades, and it's a little bit stiffer than I think anything we saw yesterday. So I don't think we're going to see real big balls out here today. It's muggy. Bobby Peterson hitting the Patterson LD30. Good start, right down the right side, and there is a hot spot down there on that right side. Didn't take a big bounce, but he does got a number up. Bobby Peterson, 303. OB left for Bobby. Making a little adjustment equipment, both of them. Damon Doan, OB left. And I do apologize if I'm pronouncing anyone's name incorrectly. We could get that sorted down the road. OB right for Bobby. He does have a number. He's over 3. 303 is the number. Damon hit a good one on the left side. Not going to hold. OB left. Bobby smoked one. That's a good one. Drawing left center, landing now. Ooh, big bounce. Big bounce. Ooh, wow. Wow, big bounce. I think he's got a home field advantage here. He knows where those hot spots are. Ooh, another good one. Another good one. Just filling it up. Ooh, another big bounce. I think Bobby put a hot spot right at that 310 mark on the left side. All right, that's going to conclude round 1.
That's the end of round 1. Round 2, we will have Todd Baxley, Troy Kaley, and Bobby Peterson starting off with Ghost 1, Frank Campitelli, and Brian Lawler on deck.
Ooh, Bobby took that set at 329. Still waiting on a number from Damon. OB. So
Bobby takes that with 329 yards.
yeah, and that's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. That's an important set to just make sure you get a ball in play because you're guaranteed 100 points in that situation. All right, so slot 1 we got Todd Baxley, slot 2 Troy Kaley, and then slot 3 Bobby Peterson going back to back. Some guys like going back to back because you know you're loose, you're already kind of pumping. All right, guys. Standings after round 1, we got Troy Kaley, Brian Lawler, and Bobby Peterson at 200 points, tied for first place. Frank Campitelli, Todd Baxley, Mike Farrell. I'm sorry, not Mike Farrell, but Frank Campitelli, Todd Baxley at 100 points, tied for fourth. And then we got Mike Farrell, Russell Schooners at 50 points apiece, and Damon Doan with no marks. All right, guys, this is a good group here. Troy K hit a good one on the left side. He makes a good move at it. He's pretty fast. New to the sport, I believe his first time competing was last event, and he actually won. So if you guys are out there, contemplating competing, come on out. It's nothing like it. And once you step on that tee box, you'll get a adrenaline rush like you've never experienced, and you'll be addicted, and you'll fall in love. And that's kind of why all of us are so passionate about it. OB left for Bobby. Bobby Peterson rocking the LeBron 12s today, I think. Oh, that's a good one. Right down the middle. That might find his sweet spot right there. Ooh, decent bounce. Decent bounce there. I think that might be the leader in the clubhouse right now. 341 for Bobby. Ooh. Oh, 331. 331. Big ball there. Opie left for Todd. Oh, he yelled at that one. He screamed. Oh, that's right in the sweet spot. Oh, big bounce. Troy, Kaley, Opie, right. So I'm not sure if Troy had any marks. You know, obviously the sport of long drive is all about distance, but there is such a precedent on making sure you hit the grid.
Frank Campitelli and Brian Lawler. On deck, Russell Steiner, Damon, and Mike Farrell.
All right, Troy Kaley in at 325. So I believe Bobby Peterson's going to take that set at 331. All right, guys. So 331 for Bobby. He's going to be awarded 200 points.
Bobby Peterson with 331 yards.
Troy Kaley in second at 325 for 100 points, and Todd Baxley at 285 for 50 points. Correction, 288 for Todd. Still going to keep him in the third slot. All right, guys, we got Frank Campitelli in slot 2 and Brian Lawler in slot 3. These guys will be hitting up against the Ghost. Did not see that one from Frank. OB right for Brian. Wind just picked up. There's decent gust coming in now. A little bit more than earlier. Both guys started off with OB. Ooh, big ball for Frank, right down the middle. The pride of Medina, Ohio, actually my hometown. Another good one for Brian. Frank's looked like he had a little bit better ball flight. I think he caught it a little bit more solid. 3-1-1 for Brian Lawler. Still waiting on a number from Frank. OB right. Got a nice high ball flight. Decent one on the right side. I think the wind's going to blow that out on the right. It's not holding. Might have stayed in. Might have stayed in. OB. OB right, Frank Campitelli. Kind of came out of it there. OB right for Brian. So both of these guys got marks. So they took advantage of the ghost slot. I believe Frank has a big ball in there. We haven't gotten a number yet. Killed it on the left side. I think it's going to, yep, OB left. That was a good ball. That's a good ball for this win. Nice low flat with very low spin. Longest ball of the day, but it did go OB. OB left for Frank. Ooh, Brian Lawler hitting a nice penetrating ball flight on the left side, but it's just OB. I believe Frank Campitelli is going to take that set. Brian had some good balls on the left side. He had about 3 of them that just did not hold.
Up next, we have Russell Steiner, Damon, and Mike Farrell to round out round 2. To start round 3 on deck will be Mike Farrell, Ghost 1, and Troy Kaley.
So Russell Sconyers is the correct pronunciation. All right, so we got Brian Lawler confirmed at 311, and Frank Campitetti is going to take that set at 317 for 200 points.
Frank Campitelli coming in with 317 yards.
Campitelli. All right, guys, slot 1, Russell Sconyers. Slot 2, Damon Doan, and slot 3, Mike Farrell. Wind is gradually picking up.
The grid is clear, gentlemen. Get away.
Will be left for both slot 2 and 3 to start the set. Ooh, good ball for Russell, I believe, right down the middle. Yeah, actually kind of drifted right with the wind. Not a huge bounce though, but he will have a mark. Damon Doan fighting some back issues today. Russell hit a good one on the left side. Kind of that hot spot over there, obviously. Oh, big bounce to the right. Don't think it took a big first hop and then stopped pretty quickly. Damon Doan grimacing in some pain. He's fighting some back issues. He had the icy hot going yesterday. Mike Farrell looked like he had a decent one there. I did not see where it landed. OB right. Okay. Good ball for Damon down the right middle. Looks like it's going to hold. Ooh, decent bounce too. Ooh, still rolling. Guys are down to their last ball.
And that finishes round 2. Round 3 will be starting off with Mike Farrell, Ghost 1, Troy Kaley. On deck will be Bobby Peterson, Brian Lawler, Russell Sconyers.
All right, guys. So we have Damon Doan at 309 confirmed. All right, so we got Mike Farrell with no marks, as well as Russell Schooners. So Damon Doan's going to take that set at
309 yards on that round.
at 200 points. That's that's what I mean about making sure you hit the grid.
Clear, gentlemen. Hit
A
away.
lot of times you'll see guys, especially in the open division, make sure that the first three balls they not necessarily back off of it, but you can tell they're not necessarily going max out. And then once you see guys get that first one in play, they'll step on the gas and turn up the throttle. So slot one, we got to start round three. We got Mike Farrell in slot one and Troy Kaley in slot three. All right, guys, so we got an update in the standings after round one. Bobby Peterson is leading at 400 points. Troy Kaley, Brian Lawler, and Frank Campitelli are tied for second at 300 points, with Damon Doan at 200 points in slot 5. Todd Baxley at 150 in slot 6. And Mike Farrell and Russell Schooners at 50 points for the 7th spot. No marks yet for these guys. Some good hitters. I think Troy's looking good. Brian's looking very good. Bobby C, obviously, home field advantage. So he knows where those hot spots are. Also want to give a shout out to Tornado Tee, providing the hitters with tees. They gave some money to the top amateur yesterday in the open division. So thank you for that. Troy Kaley with a decent one on the right side. I think it's gonna. It might hold. Ooh, took a hard bounce right. Tricky part about this grid is where we are at. You can't feel the you can't feel the wind as much on the tee box as it is down in the end of the grid. I think yesterday I experienced that. So a qualifying drive must go at least 280 yards. So don't believe any of those guys had marks there, which can.
Next up, we have Bobby Peterson, Brian Lawler, and Russell Schooners. On deck is Frank Campitelli, Todd Baxley, and Damon Doan.
Yeah, so that could have been a costly set right there because obviously they were with the ghost player. And oh, my bad. Mike Farrell had 312, so I think he might take that set. I don't remember Troy getting any marks. No marks for Troy Kaley.
Mike Farrell with 312 yards.
Especially in the round of round of 9. 4 sets doesn't give you as much room to make mistakes. I think the hitting in a round of 9 is harder than hitting in a round of 16, where you get 5 sets. You got more room to make a few mistakes. All right, guys. Slot 1, we got Bobby Peterson. Slot 2, Brian Lawler. Big ball for Bobby. And in slot 3, we got Russell. Big ball for Bobby. Didn't see the bounce. He's looking good, hitting a nice flat draw. Bobby hit a good one on the right side. I think it's gonna go OB. Yep, OB for Bobby. Brian Lawler in slot 2. Ooh, big ball. Big ball there. He likes that one. Not a huge bounce, though. As you guys know, in long drive, the bounce can kind of make or break you. 327 for Brian Lawler. Another good one from Bobby down that left side. I don't think that's going to hold, though. Overdrawing, landing now. OB left. OB left for Brian as well. Brian rocking the double FootJoy rain gloves today. Brian, a former professional baseball player, if I'm not mistaken. We might need a confirmation from his wife, who is his ball caller. Big ball for Bobby there. I think that's going to hold. He just gave it a salute. I don't even know if he's going to hit his last ball after that one. Obi right for Brian. Oh, he yelled at it. That's big on the left side. Oh, big bounce, too. It's almost like he put a hot spot there. He's out here rolling that 320 spot, 4 a.m. this morning.
Todd Baxley and Damon to finish out round 3. On deck to start round 4. Ghost 1, Todd Baxley and Russell Steiner.
All right, guys, so we're still waiting on confirmation. I think Bobby's going to take that set. Oh, 325, and he yelled at that. Oh, Brian Lawler coming in with 327. Brian Lawler, 331 actually. He's hitting a nice ball flight for this wind. And Russell with
Brian
no
Lawler
marks.
takes that one with 331 yards.
So Brian Lawler getting 200 points. Bobby Peterson, 100 points, and no marks for Russell.
The grid is clear, gentlemen. Hit away.
All right, guys. Slot 1, we got Frank Campitelli. Slot 2, Todd Baxley. And slot 3, Damon Doan. Obviously, Damon fighting some back issues today. Had the icy hot on earlier. Kind of see he's grimacing in pain there. Just a heart of a warrior, battling through it. Oh, big ball for Frank on the left side. I think that's going to curl OB left. Good ball for Todd Baxley right down Main Street. Big bounce, too. Oh, 3 big bounces. Wow. Frank Campitelli. Frank's got a nice ball flight, man. If he could straighten this out, he could be dangerous today.
193 ball speed, sure.
I believe Todd's the only one that has a mark this set. Like I said, though, there is a 280 qualifying. You have to get it at least 280 yards out there to qualify. Big ball from Frank there down the right side. If that holds, that's going to be huge. Leaking right, the wind's blowing right. Oh, terrible bounce. I think took about a 90-degree bounce to the right. Good ball for Damon. And actually, the wind just switched up on us. Where it's at our back now. Huge bounce there. Wow, 3 or 4 big bounces, and it's still rolling. Obviously, grimacing in pain. The heart of Chicago, Illinois. Good ball for Frank. I don't think that's going to hold, though. If he could somehow straighten that out. Another good one from Damon. Heart of a warrior. Huge bounce, but it kicked left. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to hold. That's going to be very close. I think it did. Uh,
And that concludes round 3. Starting round 4, we have Ghost 1, Todd Baxley, Russell Sconyers. On deck is Bobby Peterson, Mike Farrell, and Frank Campitelli.
all right, so we got Damon Doan confirmed at 329. That might have taken a set. That might have taken a set. Ooh, Frank Campitelli did sneak one in at 335, so that's going to take a set. I actually missed that. So that's a big win there. This concludes the, and then Todd Baxley at 316. So taking that set was Frank Campitelli at
Frank
200
Campitelli
points.
coming in with 335 yards.
Damon Doan 329 per second for 100 points. All right, guys, so this is going to start set 4. We got the Ghost in slot 1, Todd Baxley slot 2, and Russell Sconyers in slot 3.
This is the 4th and final round. The top 4 will move on. The grid is clear. Gentlemen, hit
So
away.
we're basically, after this, going to cut this down to 4 and go into a match play. OB right. Todd Baxley. Russell hit a good one on the left side. It's fading back. I think that's gonna be in. Yeah. All depends on the bounce. It's right around that 280, 290 mark. Todd Baxley right down Main Street. Hit very softly though. OB left for Todd. Russell did have one in down the left side. Still waiting on a number back. OB right on that one. OB left for Todd. Good one there for Russell. High fade. He made an adjustment in the equipment. Probably going to something a little bit higher in loft now that we're downwind. So Russell was actually short of the 280 mark there, so that will not qualify. That can be a tricky component, especially for the masters and ladies when you get into the wind situations. Wind is now down off the left. Another good one there. Hopefully he catches a gust. A little bit high, a little floaty. That might hit soft. Yeah, not much roll there. A little floaty. OB right. So I believe Todd Baxley's going to take that set.
Next up on the tees, Bobby Peterson, Mike Farrell, and Frank Campitelli. On deck to finish round 4 is Damon Doan, Brian Lawler, and Troy Kaley.
Give a shout out to our sponsors again, Callaway Golf, for providing us with tents and banners. Rockwell watches for providing each champion of both the Open and Masters division with a watch. The net return for supplying the hitters with a place to warm up during sets. So we got 4 beautiful nets that can sustain the ball speeds that the fastest in the world are putting up. T-Claw, I forgot to mention them earlier. T-Claw So a lot of the guys, you'll see them screw this little green
Todd
piece into
Baxley
the
at
tee box.
283 yards.
Was it tee claw or tornado tee that gave the $200 to the open?
The grid is clear, gentlemen. Hit away.
Tee claw and tornado tee.
Josh, if you don't mind, let's explain to those that don't know exactly what the T-claw is and what it's used for.
Yeah, so you'll see, and you might be able to tell in slot 2. Mike Farrell is using one, and so it's great for people who hit off mats or turf a lot. Because what it allows you to do is screw that little green piece into the ground, and then stick a normal tee in it. Okay, so one of the things a lot of people don't like is going to the driving range and hitting off those rubber tees because they're just uncomfortable, and they don't, that you can't get it to the height you want. So these give you a much better option. They are legal within long drive,
USGA legal as well.
USGA legal. So you could also, I guess, you could use them off turf.
You could.
See a lot of guys using tornado tees out here too.
The official tee of the OSPS.
Good one for Bobby Peterson. Hit a nice high draw today. Oh, decent bounce too. Looked like he made an adjustment in equipment, went to something maybe a little bit higher in loft to account for the change in wind. Sometimes you'll see guys tee it higher, or they will go to a backup driver that has a little bit more loft on it. That allows them to launch it a little bit higher, a little bit less spin, and try to get it above the wind. Anytime downwind, it will reduce spin automatically when you're downwind. The opposite holds true for into the wind situations. It will increase spin. So that's why you'll see guys just tee it high and try to launch it as high as you can downwind and just get that ball above the wind and let it ride it out. So I know Bobby has a mark confirmed. Still waiting on a number back. Frank Campitelli, former power lifter. Ooh, good ball there. Leaking right. I don't know if that's going to hold. So Mike Farrell and Frank Campitelli both hit a good one that last ball, but the wind grabbed it and it leaked it kind of right. Wind switching. Now it's off the left, blowing right.
Coming up is Damon, Brian Lawler, and Troy Kaley.
So this is going to be the final set of the round of 9. We will cut it down to 4 and go into a match play setting. So we got Mike Farrell confirmed at 325. Still waiting on marks from Bobby Peterson and Frank Campitelli. We are here in North Carolina, just about an hour southeast, I believe, of Raleigh. This is a long drive paradise. All right, so Frank did sneak one in at 312.
Bobby Peterson coming in with 339 yards.
Bobby Peterson, I think with the longest ball of the day, 339 for 200 points. Mike Farrell at 325 for 100 points. Yeah, that was confirmed. Longest ball of the day.
Grid is clear, gentlemen. Head away.
That actually topped Brian Lawler's 338. So I believe there's a little extra incentive to have the longest ball today. Good one for Damon Doan to open the set right down the right middle. Big bounce too. Oh, still going. That could be a good number there. Like I said, there's a big precedent on making sure you put that first one in play because then you can basically step on the gas from there. That's where it gets fun. That's where you see the top guys in the world just absolutely unload. That paired with adrenaline, you'll see a lot of times I'm hitting speeds that they can't even achieve in practice because of that adrenaline factor. The thing about long drive is no matter how much you practice, you can't replicate what it feels like to step on the grid once to get that adrenaline flowing because it does completely change everything. Brian Lawler in slot 2. Good ball on the left side. Not going to hold, though. Troy Kaley in slot 3. Nice flat one, OB left. So right now, I believe Damon Doan has the only mark. So right now, we got Bobby Peterson. So Troy needs this set. This could completely change the dynamic of the match play. Brian Lawler. Oh, he yelled at that. He yelled at that. That recoil was fast. Troy hit a good one down the middle. Sounded a little thin. He's going to have a mark. Depends on the bounce. Not a huge bounce. Not a huge bounce. So Troy's got a mark at 326. He's got to win this set, I believe. Oh, he just killed it. Oh, that's a big ball there. Big ball. Troy needed that. That's in. That's going to be huge. Stepping up to the plate. Oh, another good one from Troy. Stepping up to the plate. Ice in his veins. Troy Kaley confirmed at 339. That might be huge. I believe Brian Lawler is at 333. So that will give Troy the set if that is. So Troy is confirmed at 339. Damon did have a few good ones in, but I don't think they were hit as well as Troy's. Brian Lawler confirmed at 333. And Damon Doan confirmed at 323. So that was huge. That's going to sneak Troy Kaley into the 4, if I'm not mistaken. I want to thank you to all the volunteers and grid workers out there. It is pretty warm and muggy. Those guys are running around chasing down balls. All right, so Troy Kaley's going to take that set at 200.
339 yards in that last round.
Ryan Lawler in second at 333. Wow, so that snuck Troy into that 4th spot. That was big. He needed that. So that's going to knock Todd Baxley out of the match play. So leading that round of 9, we have Bobby Peterson at 700 points in first, Brian Lawler in second at 600 points.
End of 4 rounds, our top 4 players moving on. Bobby Peterson in first place with 700 points. Brian Lawler in second with 600 points. Frank Campitelli in third with 550 points. And Troy Kaley getting in just now, 4th spot with 500 points.
So it looks like it's going to be a Bobby Peterson versus Troy Kaley matchup in round 1.
To a match play format, it'll be the best 2 out of 3.
Still waiting on confirmation of the format here. Colton Casco making an appearance here today. Colton is a fisherman in Alaska.
The first match will be Bobby Peterson versus Troy Kaley.
All right, so
again, this will be the best 2 out of 3 sets.
So they are. We do have a match play situation here. We're doing the best 2 out of 3 sets. So I'm just waiting on confirmation of what that format will entail. So if I had to guess, they're going to do 3 sets of 6. Colton Casco is going to join me in the booth. He politely rejected. Fisherman out of Seattle, Washington. Goes out and fishes 4 months of the year. Colton hits a high draw. A lot of times has trouble hitting the grid. So we got Bobby Peterson hitting a Callaway, as well as Troy Kaley.
The grid is clear, gentlemen. Hit away.
All right, guys, so here we go. This is round 1 of a best-of-3 format match play. Troy opens with a great ball right down the middle. Huge bounce, too. Bobby as well, just feeding that left middle. Nice high draw. Not a huge bounce, though. Kind of a medium-sized bounce and then stop pretty quickly. So those are going to be close. Another big ball, just filling it up. Troy OB right. Bobby's got 2 in. Big bounce on that second one. OB right for Bobby. So both of these guys have marks. Still waiting on numbers back. Do have TrackMans running. Got over $100,000 in technology on the tee box today. OB right for Troy. Players really seem to like that too, because it allows them to get their numbers back and make adjustments either, mid competition or from the first competition to the next. Good ball for Bobby down the right side. I don't think that's going to hold though. Oh, big bounce to the left. Wow, did not see that happening. Troy Kaley OB right. So Bobby's got 3 balls in. Troy's got 1. He did hit a good one in that first ball. Bobby Peterson just filling it up. Hit a nice little draw. See the bounce. Not as big of a bounce as that last one he had. The bounce could kind of make or break it. Good ball from Troy. Little hooky. Don't think he caught it as well as the first one. Big bounce though. Wow. Sometimes those balls off the toe, man, they come out with no spin and then they just take off once they hit. We're still waiting on numbers back here. Like we said, this is the best of 3, so these guys will do this again. Wind has switched. It's now in and off the left. All right, so Troy's going to take that first set at 332. Bobby Peterson in at 319. Bobby was filling it up, just didn't quite get that.
Taking the first set with 332 yards.
That bounce that he was finding earlier in the sets.
The grid is clear, gentlemen. Hit away.
So Troy Kaley ready to go on round 2 of the best of 3 format. Opens with a good one down the left side. That could be it. That might be the dagger right there, depending on the bounce. Big bounce too. Wow, huge bounce. That's a good ball. That's a good ball to open with. Did get a number at 338. Another good one right down Main Street. There is a little dry patch out there that if you hit it, it could take off. Decent bounce, not huge. So remember, Troy snuck into that 4th spot with that, getting down to his last his last 2 balls, and he had to step and put it in play. OB right for Troy. Bobby Peterson OB as well. So Bobby has to win this set or Troy will advance. Bobby down to his final 3, so he's going to really have to Troy just filling it up. That's going to be a big ball on the left side. That's huge. Not a huge bounce, though. OB left for Bobby. So Bobby down to his final 2 balls. I don't believe he has any marks to set. Troy has a couple good ones out there. OB left for Troy. Troy's first event was event 1, and then he stepped up and competed with the big boys yesterday in the open division. So kudos. Bobby Peterson down the right side, holding. It all depends on the bounce. Oh, he got a great kick. I think he's going to have a mark. I don't think he hit it that great, though. OB right for Troy. Bobby's down to his last ball. He's got to make something happen here. He needs this, or Troy Kaley will advance. OB left. OB left. So I'm still waiting on numbers. Bobby did have one in play. He got a great bounce. I believe he's in at 312. So Troy Kaley confirmed at 337. And Bobby Peterson at 318. So Troy Kaley will advance to the finals.
Troy Kaley with 337 yards takes the second set, and the best 2 out of 3, and we'll move on to match 3 to take the winner between Brian Lawler and Frank Campitelli.
So in this next set, we got Brian Lawler in slot 1, Frank Campitelli in slot 2. Pretty good matchup here. Both guys hitting pretty medium to high draws. I'd say Brian's is a little bit flatter than Frank's. Wind is down right now, so that could possibly favor Frank a little bit more. But as we said, it all depends on the bounce. Frank Campitelli hitting the throwback Adams drivers.
The grid is clear, gentlemen. Hit away.
OB left for Frank. Brian Lawler, good one on the right side. I don't think that's going to hold, though. The wind has kind of stopped. Oh, Frank just hit a good one. Right down the right side. There is a hot spot down there. I don't know. It all depends on the bounce here. I think OB right. It just seems like the balls on the right side aren't holding. competitors get 6 balls in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Usually not an issue as long as you keep moving. Sport of Long Drive did make an adjustment from 8 balls down to 6 this year. So last year was 8 balls in 3 minutes. Oh, Frank hit a good one on the left side. I don't think it's going to hold, though. All depends on the bounce. It's going to land in play. Decent bounce. That might be a number. That might be a mark. Brian Lawler hits one down the left side, fading right. I don't think that's going to hold. So we might, I don't believe Brian has any marks, but Frank might have one on that last one. This is the best of 3. So these guys will do this 2 or 3 times guaranteed. OB right for Brian. Both guys down to their last ball. 34 seconds remaining on the shot clock. As I mentioned, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, a lot of time. You really should not run out unless you kind of go brain dead up there. OB. Oh, Brian hit a good one. Oh, I think that's in. I think he's going to have a mark. Kicked hard right. Wow. Wow, that thing landed right middle of the grid and just went 90 degrees to the right. I don't think he has any marks, so I believe Frank's going to take that set. All right, so Frank did not sink that one in. So both of those guys did not have any marks there. So I believe we're going to go into some form of a playoff here for round. Okay, okay. So I believe they're just going to do it again. So it's still best 2 out of 3. So they're gonna basically reload and do it again. That set did not count for anything now. So because these guys tied, they're gonna basically do it again, given the best out of 3 format. All right, so this is round 2 of the best of 3 format. The guys did not have any marks in round 1, so we're going to do this again 2 times and see if that determines a winner. If not, we will go into some form of a playoff here. Ryan Lawler making an adjustment in the equipment, going from his blue Peterson shaft to his yellow. There is more wind at the back, so I have a feeling he's going to try to launch this a little bit higher. Wind has been changing all day. Oh, Frank just opened with a great one down the left side. Oh, so did Brian. Don't know if Brian's is going to hold, though. It looks like it is. Yeah, so both of these guys are going to have marks here. So they both opened this set with 2 really good balls. 2 minutes remaining on the shot clock. Frank OB on that one. Ryan Lawler. Very good one. Left center, just leaking right ever so slightly. Big bounce, too. Kind of one hopped and stopped. OB right for Brian Lawler. Frank Campitelli, the pride of Medina, Ohio, personal trainer. OB left. OB left. Frank hitting the throwback Adams, the old Silverhead. chat with him the other night. He likes to buy him at 7 degrees and bend them down to his mark, or maybe even higher. Brian Lawler just hit a good one there, right middle. Brian was out here till 2 a.m. this morning pounding balls. I wasn't sure if it was a practice session or a warm-up session. Brian Lawler, former baseball player. Oh, big ball there. Big ball. Gust of wind, too, at the back. Huge bounce. Wow. That could be it right there. That could be a good one. Another good one. Man, just filling it up this set. Filling it up. He looked good last night. I mean, this is the first time I've really seen him hit balls in person. And got a nice, he's right around 128 miles an hour. Really, really nice ball flight. Just someone that's going to fill it up and put a good number on you every time. So like I said, this set is the best of 2 out of 3. So I believe Brian Lawler is going to take that set. We're still waiting on confirmation there. So Frank is confirmed at 341. Wow. Wow. So Brian Lawler is going to take that by a yard, 342 to 341.
Brian Lawler takes that set by 1 yard at
Wow.
342.
That's the sport of long drive. It comes down to inches. It happens a lot more than you think, to where guys are getting beat within a foot. This is the third set of the best of 2. The boys did tie round 1. They did not have any marks. So if Frank wins this set, we're going to go into some type of playoff here. Got Brian Lawler in slot 1 and Frank Campitelli in slot 2.
The grid is clear, gentlemen. Get away.
The winner of this will meet up with Troy Kaley in the finals, who looks very good. Very good. Obi left for Frank. Ryan hit one down the left side. I think that's going to hold. It was a little low on the face, though. I don't. He's going to have a mark, but I don't think. I think Frank can easily get to that one if he puts one in. Good one there for Brian. Frank hit one down the left side. I don't think that's going to hold. Brian's going to be close. Yep, he's got another mark, so that's going to be in. That's a decent bounce. So he's got a good one on it. He's put the pressure on Frank. Frank has 4 balls left. Minute 49 on the shot clock. Frank has to take this set to force a playoff. Obi right for Frank. Brian just filling it up. Hit a good one there. Hit a very good one. Right center. Decent bounce, too. Decent bounce. Frank Campitelli down to his final 3 balls. Needs to make something happen. Hit a really good one down the left side. Just depends on the wind. If it holds it out, or depends on the bounce. Lands in play. Oh, he got a straight kick. That's going to be close. The signs are about a couple feet outside the line. That's going to be close. Mr. Ryan Reese back out there spotting and measuring, waiting on the number back. So Frank has a mark at 327. Obi right for Frank. So Frank's on his last ball. We don't have any numbers from Brian. The ball Frank did hit looked pretty good. Nice, solid, penetrating ball flight. Obi right for Brian Lawler. He is down to it. Both guys down to the last ball. Wind has now switched. be right for Frank. So it's all going to come down to kind of what number we come back with Brian, and he closes the set with a very good one on the right side. Wind picked up. OB right. So that ball started down the middle and kind of leaked to right center, and then took a hard kick to the right. Frank is confirmed at 327. Brian Lawler is going to take that set at 329. So, man, both of these. Wow. So Brian won that round by a total of 3 yards. That's long drive for you. That is long drive. So it's going to be Troy Kaley and Brian Lawler in the
Doubling
final.
that from last time, Brian Lawler coming in with 329 yards. That will be 2 sets, and Brian will move on to take on Troy Kaley in the final.
It's going to be a good match here. From what I saw today, probably the two guys that are hitting it the most solid. Brian looked really good last night. Really good. If I had to guess, Troy might have a little bit more gas in the tank. But, there is a premium on finding the center of the face. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors again: Callaway Golf, Rockwell Watches, the Net Return, T-Claw, and Tornado Tees. Here at the One Stop Power Shop in, I believe, Gruton Grove, North Carolina, just about an hour southeast of Raleigh, Durham. Beautiful facility. Kind of a long driver's dreams here. They got an indoor facility with two hitting bays that you can hit outside during the colder days. A simulator and a ball golf simulator that the boys have some fun on. And then obviously we got this grid set up here. It's the second event of the PLDA's inaugural season. We're starting with four events. Next event will be held September 12th. All the events are here to start with. That is all due to the COVID going on.
This is the final match today. That's 2 out of 3 sets. Troy Kaley, Brian Lawler. The grid is clear. Hit away.
All right, guys. So Brian Lawler, former baseball player, pride of South Carolina, and Troy Kaley. I don't know much about Troy. OB for both of those guys to open the set. You can see Troy Kaley using the T-Claw. T-Claw is amazing off turf because it allows you to put your own tees and get your own height. So shout out to them. I believe it might have been them or Tornado Tee. I don't know. I apologize. Someone donated $200 to the top amateur yesterday in the open division. So thank you for that. Troy Kaley had a good one. He's going to have a mark here. A little bit flatter of a ball flight, so I don't know if he caught it that solid, but he will have a mark. Troy Kaley's first time competing was last event, which he actually won. Another big ball. That's going to be good. I think that one's better than the first one. OB right for Brian Lawler. It's going to depend on the bounce. Oh, Troy, big bounce. Kind of 45 degrees right, but I think that's going to hold. Troy Kaley in at 337 confirmed. OB right for Troy. Wind kind of swirling today. Right now it's kind of off the left. More cross than anything. Oh, Brian hit a good one there. Very good ball. Down that left spot where Bobby Peterson was finding that hot spot earlier. Big bounce, too. Ooh, 2 big bounces. Very, very favorable bounce. right center for Troy. That's going to stay in. A couple good bounces, too. Both of these guys lighting it up. Like I said, these two look the best. So, we do have the best two today. Bobby Peterson was hitting a good ball flight, too. Will be right for Brian Lawler. So just waiting on some marks back from Landon Gentry, the runner-up of the PLDA Event 2. So we got Landon calling balls and Ryan Reesbeck out on the grid. So thank you to those guys for giving back to the sport. So Brian Lawler in at 335 and Troy Kaley in at 337. Wow. So once again, really, really close.
Troy Kaley takes set 1 by 2 yards at 337.
Coming down to 2 yards. Last set, Brian Lawler advanced, beating Frank Campitelli by a total of 3 yards. The first set it was 1 yard. The second set it was 2 yards. And then it just happened to him. So that's the crazy part about long drive. Like I said, it comes down to a yard a lot more than people think, especially on fast grids. So this is a best out of 3 format. So if Troy wins this set, he will be crowned the PLDA Masters Division Event 2 champion. Just waiting on the grid workers to clear.
The grid is clear, gentlemen. Hit away.
Troy opened with one down the left side. Don't think that's going to hold. I believe Brian might have a mark, though. I believe Troy's OB, I think Brian's is in. All right, so Brian has a number. We don't know what the number is confirmed. He has to win this set to advance. OB right for Troy. You kind of tell he's trying to step on the gas. He wins it. If he wins the set, he wins. He's got some, I don't necessarily fault that strategy, just stepping on the gas and trying to, bury him, per se, in a polite way. No marks for Troy. I know Brian does have marks. We don't know the number yet. Both guys using T-Claw. Oh, Troy just hit a good one. Very good one. Right down Main Street. Big bounce, too. Wow. Huge first kick. So, leave Troy Kaley in at 324, if I heard correctly. That is not confirmed. OB left for Brian. Troy had one in play. It was not hit good. I don't think that's going to... It was hit off the bottom. So both guys down there to the last ball. So, like I said, we don't know what Brian's at. Troy does have a good one out there. And he closes with a good one. Oh, wow, that's right down Main Street. Kind of like that last one. He hit bigger bounce than the last one. Huge, huge kick. I think bounced about 5 feet in the air. Brian Lawler hits a good one down the left side. Wow. So he stepped up and he had to put one in play. It all depends on the bounce. Not a huge kick, though. Yeah, so that Troy's took a big first hop. That might be the winning ball. I think bounced about 5 feet up in the air. Troy Kaley is confirmed at 333. Brian Lawler in at 317.
Troy
Wow.
Kaley coming in with 333 yards to win the set and the match.
So Troy,
Congratulations, Troy. You are today's champion.
so Troy Kaley, the guy who's never competed before, stepped up and competed the first time at the PLDA event one, won that, came out here yesterday, competed with the big boys. I'm not sure if he advanced to the final round of 16, but he came out today and got his second Masters victory. So he will be the leading points winner going into the third event, obviously taking the first one. So we'll try to get Troy in the booth and maybe get an interview from him, learn a little bit more about him. No. So just wait. Let's get Troy Kaley in the booth over here. We'll do a little interview. Just waiting on. Yeah, yeah.
What camera is actually playing? It's the GoPro. Okay. You go walk in front. We'll tell you audio from here, or do we need a microphone? You need the headsets. You need the headsets out here? Yeah. Troy. Troy. Sit up. Two chairs right there. All right, let's do it. We'll interview him real quick. We just need a little bit more. There we go. All right. We good? Can you hear me? Robbie, I can't hear Troy.
I can hear you.
Hello? Say something.
I can hear you.
I can hear you, but not through the headset.
I,
You got okay. Troy, appreciate you coming out today. A little bigger field this week. We had 8 players this week, so senior division is growing a little bit here with the PLDA. And you come out and once again put on a pretty good show and wound up with a W. Congratulations on that.
thank you. Thank you. I after the round robin, being on the bubble, I just had to make some swing changes, and I just started getting in a groove and put a new a driver in the bag after the last event.
Yeah.
It take a little bit to get used to, but I'm very thankful that it came through in the end.
Yeah, I know that was a like an introduction thing to the sport, right? When you don't know, you don't know, and then you get in and go, oh my God, you know what I do now, and you had to make an equipment change, and at least you had a couple of weeks to get used to it, and obviously it paid off today. I thought I had you there. I'm not gonna lie, you know, hosting an event and running an event and trying to compete in an event is pretty tough, but I come out this morning with no expectations of hitting the ball, you know, at all that good, and my God, I was dropping some nuggets there to start with.
You were in the round robin. You know, you beat me in the round robin again, and I didn't use a short driver this time.
I got to start learning when to beat you.
You definitely hit the ball very well and made it very tough. And you know, I just got to thank Bewley Chiropractic and Crunch Fitness for making this possible for me to come back again.
Yeah, man.
So I appreciate you doing this. It's just being here and second event. It's really it's a first-class event, Bobby. I appreciate you doing this. Without this, we wouldn't have anything to compete in. So I appreciate you doing this.
Well, I appreciate all the support from the players. You know, we couldn't do it. There comes your ball in from the grid workers. What was the winning number? 339-yard winning ball. Second championship for you. You know, congratulations again.
Thank you.
And, you know, shout out to all the players today, sponsors. Thank you very much. Callaway, Peterson, Tornado T-Claw, Net Return, Flight Scope, TrackMan, Rockwell Watches, About Golf Simulator. I mean, there's so many people that make this and so many organizations that make this possible. And I need to start having a list to remember them all, because without an army of volunteers and support from manufacturers and everybody else and family and friends, the volunteers that people don't see behind the scenes are what really make this event run well, with the grid workers and the ball callers and the technicians. And shout out to Josh Koch, stuck around today after competing like 19,000 hours yesterday, hitting ball after ball after ball for 12,000.
Some great commentating.
Balls, and then commentated all day today. So hope everybody enjoyed it that was able to tune in and watch. And our next event will be on September the 13th for the seniors, September the 12th for the open division. We have plenty of room for registration, and both of those events is open now. You can start signing up and join the PLDA. We do have a couple things, some hats, shirts, things like that. If anybody would like to buy, that money goes directly back into the PLDA to fund this, because we provide all drinks, snacks, food, and stuff like that for players and their families at these events. So without your support, it's going to be hard to do it. So thanks again, and we're out to the next time. Congratulations, Roy.
Thank you.
All right, brother.
Appreciate it, Bob.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you. It's awesome.